Hey, how y'all doing, man? Okay, so this is Sid here, business and spiritual consultant, as always. Speaking on behalf of Lucifer because he's here with us right now. And if you're wondering what is Lucifer doing on Earth, well, let me tell you, he's talking about everything that the Earth is made of, and what is the Earth made out of? Business and spirituality. Yes, sir, Bob. So, today I want to talk about the price of gnosis. Gnosis. What is gnosis? Gnosis is knowledge. What is knowledge? Knowledge is power. What is power? Power is control. The ability to Power is the ability to act or create or materialize. That is what power is. Act, materialize, act, materialize. And why do I keep doing these things by the number of three and I keep forgetting the last one? It's like, what is this? What is going on? I'm pretty sure it has that means something. I don't know what, but it means something. Um, I'm tired too. Probably that's what it means. Power, materialization, and ability, capacity. That is what power is. Power stems from knowledge, and knowledge stems from gnosis, and gnosis stems from the ether. It is in you and around you, and the ether is in you and around you at the same time. So this is the echelon. This is the scale. This is the ladder that you have to climb when you are a occultist, um, or you practice the dark arts, or you're involved in any sort of arcane knowledge or arcane practice. It is a ladder that is absolute and necessary to climb. You cannot, one does not go without the other. It is a snake. Knowledge is a snake eating its own tail. It always comes full circle. The beginning is the end is the beginning. Always. When we're talking about knowledge, when we're talking about magic, it is always like that. It's an absolute. That's why magic is complicated to understand. And this is the reason why people like me are around so that you don't have to go through all the bullshit. Because we already did. But and I can't keep stressing that enough. I've heard people on the internet talking about trying to make some of their content free. No, man. Yes, it's a hard time. Yes, we're going through a hard time. Yes, people are going through it. And yes, people are going through it. But that doesn't mean don't let people's fleeting emotions change how you perceive your reality, because these emotions are fleeting. The way I'm feeling is going away. Day by day I'm doing better. And it's not like I'm not doing nothing either. Like I am evolving. I I do have more power today than I had a couple weeks ago. My power is growing exponentially, and I don't even know where it's gonna end. Like I said before, that is not for no reason that I said in my last video. Like this shit, I'm about to tear a fucking rip a hole in the universe, man. That's how it feels like. The amount of power. The thing is, sometimes I do video while I'm possessed. Like I don't just channel. Like like I do videos while I'm possessed, and it's hard to do, but it sucks because nobody notices. Because those are pretty cool. Like that's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. That's pretty out there. You know, there's a paranormal activity. So to me, that's pretty cool. And to somebody that is involved in magic and that is interested in magic, I don't see how come they don't find it cool, because that's fucking cool, man. Like, you know, I'm controlling an entity. I'm controlling a god. I'm using a god to my own benefits and to everybody else's benefit, to humanity's benefit. I'm receiving knowledge from up high. And yes, I am talking about Lucifer, because Lucifer lives over us and not under us. That's a common misconception. Um, so like I get knowledge from the sky, and I bring it to you, you know, for free, because I want to do it for free, but it has value. It's not like when I do that, gods love me. Gods love me, gods respect me. We are friends, we are family. Okay. But just because we're friends and family, that doesn't give me the right to just give out all their secrets, right? So when I speak of certain things, it's in my own detriment. You know, it's like Prometheus bringing the fire to humans. But that's the reason why gods don't despise me, because they did the same thing. Because in my position, they would do the same thing. So they know that what I'm doing comes from a good place. It's not. I'm not trying to ruin them. I'm trying to make us better or more like them. So still not an excuse, but it's still excusable. You know. So when I do that, and excusable is a, I use that mildly because I still catch the flack for doing that. I will still receive some type of punishment for doing that. Um, so you know, it is what it is. So the reason why I receive some type of punishment for that is because I'm not charging people for it. Because believe it or not, the gods do not want you to use your, the gods want you to use your power to, for your own benefit. The gods want you, the ancient ones, the dragons that rule over this world wants you to use your power for your own benefit. Right? Of course, if you're being too greedy and you're not helping everybody, you will see your power fleeting. Because that's another secret that people are going to have to recognize. Because we're all interconnected. So if you choose to separate yourself from everyone, you might have power for a certain specific amount of time, but slowly and surely that power will dissipate because you're disconnected from everything. If you disconnect yourself from humans, you disconnect yourself from the world. If you disconnect yourself from the world, you disconnect yourself from humans. So there's a trinity, there's a divine, not a holy, there's an unholy divine trinity built within you, humanity, and the earth. And if you don't respect that little circle, that circle that you are a part of, that energy mass energy generator, uh, you will lose your power. So as I was saying, the gods want you to charge people for this. I should be charging people for this YouTube channel. But the problem is, humans don't work the way other people work. Humans don't work the way they should work. So to a god, it would seem logical for me to start selling whatever I'm saying here. But in actuality, in the human world, you have, in order to sell these things, you have to build a community of people. You have to have a community of people that accept you. You have to be accepted by the world in order to sell your things. If you're not accepted by the world, you won't ever be able to sell your things. My videos are incredible, right? Not visually, but literally. Literally, they're phonetically and not phonetically, but literally, right? Literal as you know. Um, so the discourse that I have on this channel is remarkable. It's unbelievable. It's incredible. A lot of important people are aware of my existence. A lot of important people listen to what I have to say. A lot of important people are afraid of the knowledge that I have because it's so potent and it's so powerful. But yet, this channel doesn't make any money. And there's no way for this channel to make any money either. So I don't feel like I'm that much in the wrong for telling these truths because, first of all, there's not enough people interested. And secondly, I'm still doing a good thing. I'm still helping, which is kind of like, what's the point? Of course, you need to. Of course, you need to. How do you say? Of course, you need to charge people for what you have, for your value, for your time and value. You have to charge people. Uh, but it's not out of a bad place that you charge people because some people, some spiritualists are like, I don't want to charge people. But 9 times out of 10, there might be an exception to the rule. There might be, if you're an exception to the rule, then I'm happy for you. But 9 times out of 10, if you're a spiritualist that don't charge people, you're having a very bad time. You're having a bad time because the spirits are going to be angry at you for helping all these people and not having anything for yourself. It pisses them off. The worst thing, because the thing is, it's your family, right? Like your patron god. I don't know who you pray to or whose pantheon you're part of, but you're still a family. That's still a friend. That's a master and a friend and a brother, right? Or a sister. So it would be weird. Like it wouldn't make sense if these people are conscious, if these entities have a consciousness and they're looking at a guy doing his hardest and to practice whatever teaching I'm giving him, and he actually understands it and consumes it and respects it and likes and everything, and he's not receiving any type of reward for to go because of what he's doing. They don't like that either. A human wouldn't like that, so there's no reason why God would either. So I feel like people have a weird, bizarre, skewed vision of what God's actually wants for them. You know, God will if you practice with a entity, a spirit or a God for a long time, and that person, first of all, if that God is your patron, that means that God is your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your everything. Is your patron. He is you. He is you. He doesn't want to hurt you because he is you. Right? So it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense if you have a patron God and the patron God's always trying to hurt you. That's not your patron God. That's why. That whatever that is a liar. Whatever spirit it is, it's lying to you. If you have a patron, when you have a patron meaning that's not the actual meaning of the word patron, but the actual meaning of the word patron would be boss. But when a God considers you their patron or whatever, I said that wrong. When you consider a God a patron, is because of the link, the spiritual bond that you both share together. Because you have to have, in order to have a patron, you have to have a spiritual bond with the entity. You can't just have any patrons. You can have more than one patron, but you can't just, I choose you to be a patron. That doesn't work that way. You have to have a bond with the spirit. So if they have a consciousness, they're very aware and capable of seeing that you are struggling to help these people and you're not asking for anything back. I don't like that. Please subscribe to my channel, comment, leave a like. Please leave a like on this channel, man. Please leave a like on this channel, and please freaking subscribe, bro. I don't know what to do. I'm trying to quit doing YouTube channel. I don't know if I should continue. I don't know if I should quit. I don't know. I know people like my videos. I know people like my videos. That's all. That's it. That's all I know. Because nobody tells me nothing. That I don't have enough subscribers. Nobody says shit. I don't fucking know what the fuck is going on with this channel. I don't know if I should delete the fucking thing. I don't know if I should keep it. So I'm waiting on you guys to let me know, because I'm like, I don't know what to do with this shit. Anyway, so please subscribe to the channel. Leave likes, at least. Leave likes so other people can see the fucking thing, because apparently you gotta have a lot of likes for the video to be, to show up on other people's timeline and shit like that. So leave likes, man. Like, people need to see this shit. This is important. So anyways, what the fuck was I saying again? So yeah, a patron doesn't want you. I mean, everybody has to suffer, but that's not their goal. Their goal is not that. They're not trying to make you suffer on purpose. Like, like they're not trying to make you suffer on purpose. So, and it pisses them off. It's disrespectful. It's disrespectful too at the same time, because people died for this knowledge. People fought creatures, horrific, scary ass. I would not never go there in my entire life, creatures, in order to get this shit to us. So it's disrespectful not to charge. So, because I see a lot of people feeling, oh, but times are hard and shit like that. Who gives a fuck? If you're not charging a lot, who gives a shit? If you're charging, I'm not talking about somebody that's charging like $15,000, or like me that's charging $1 million for my knowledge and shit. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's worth more than $1 million. My knowledge is priceless. But like, so, but if you're charging like $20 a month, keep it, leave it. Just be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Be fair to yourself. Be patient. Forgive yourself. Be fair to yourself and be patient. Don't lose your shit. Don't lose track of what you're doing. If it's $20, anybody can afford $20. I can afford $20. If you're doing something, I can afford $20. You know what I mean? Like, if you're doing something and it's good, I can afford $20. You know what I mean? So, and I'm broke as a joke. Like, I'm broke as a joke, but I can afford $20 every month. No problem. That is not a problem. That is not a problem. So people that don't, it's so, nigga, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you get where I'm going at here. You know what I mean? So people that don't want to pay for, don't listen to those people. There might be a lot of them, and they might all run around as a group to make sure people take their prices down so that other people can jack up their prices. So you gotta be careful. We're on the internet. Nothing is fair here. It's all fun and games and warfare up in this bitch. I'm gonna tell you that. Pardon my language. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But that's what they doing. You know what I mean? And that's not always the case. But I'm speculating here, you know what I mean? Because it could be anything. There could be any reason. Maybe it's just you. Maybe you don't believe in yourself enough. Maybe you don't believe in yourself enough, and because of that, you're not generating income because you don't believe in the shit that you're selling, right? I believe in the shit that I sell. I make money, not all the time. I make money from time to time. I call Klondike. Klondike hands me a couple dollars, and then I go to sleep. You know what I mean? I'm out of cigarettes. I call Klondike. I get like $100 the next day, and then I buy myself a pack of smoke. That's what because I'm lazy. Cause I'm fucking lazy. I'm depressed. I'm depressed and I'm lazy. I wasn't lazy last year. Last year I was on it. Last year I was fucking on it. You know what I mean? You couldn't be more on it than me. But I'm depressed and I don't care. Life sucks. You keep losing. You lose things that you love. Yeah, but what the fuck? I mean, like, I'm pissed off. I'm a bitch. Okay, I'm a bitch, and I'm pissed off. You want to know why? Because I'm like, there's wondrous, remarkable, beautiful things in the world. Sorry for saying I'm simping. I'm simping, but it's true. At the end of the day, there's some girls that are freaking banging, bro. There's some girls that are goddamn banging, and they don't even. I'm not even talking about like big titties and shit. Like, no, they just look fucking good. They have that sexiness in them. Like, they have that sex appeal. You know what I mean? Like, you just like, it's not even that. They're not even that. But they have something. They just, you know what I mean? So there are beautiful things in the world, and you just fucking. It's so easy to lose. It's so fucking easy to lose. It's like, what's the fucking point? Like, why would I even keep going? Like, no, for real. Like, what's the point? I'm being a bitch. I know. Like, there's no answer to that. And even if there was, it's not that bad. But shit, motherfucker, I'm a human. So I can't help but think. Like, I can't help but think. Seriously, I'm like, what's the fucking point? Why would I go out of my way, work this fucking hard, do everything that I have to do to get this thing, and then the thing just goes away 2 seconds later? And I finished working. I've been working for 20 fucking years, but it took 2 seconds to lose the fucking thing. Shit. No, it doesn't feel good, man. It don't feel good at all. It don't feel good at all. Anyways, but like I said, I'm a bitch and I'm lazy. And I'm depressed. I'm a bitch, I'm lazy, and I'm depressed. Period. So it's not that the magic don't, like I said, I'm growing in power exponentially. The shit that I can do today is beyond ridiculous. Beyond ridiculous. It's beyond ridiculous. And if you don't believe me, go check out a little video called Shh, It's a Secret. Go check out that little video. See how you feel when you watch that fucking shit. That was on purpose. Your brain is gonna fry. I'm gonna fry your brain if you watch that fucking video. So anyway, like I said in my last video, you have value. You have value. You have value. You just have to believe in the value that you hold. If you're a good tarot reader, you're a good tarot reader. Don't fucking remove your prices because other tarot readers are having trouble selling their shit. Who fucking cares? That's not your fucking business. That if they need your help, they will call on you. You know what I mean? If they hate, don't feel bad because they start hating on you. If they really needed help, they would have asked you for your help instead of hating. So don't feel bad. There's nothing to feel bad about. It sucks. You're kind of like, why can't we be friends? 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 Okay. So, anyways, yeah, I was going there for 2 seconds. So, anyways, you're like, why can't all we just what the fuck? Shit don't work like that. I don't fucking know. But one thing's for sure, I don't want to see people because of the state that we live. Because this is temporary. It's a fleeting moment. I'm like I said before, I'm feeling better day to day, and everybody else will feel better as the days goes along. The year just started. We're still in January. By the way, this is the longest ass January I've ever you know what I mean? By the way, this is the longest ass January ever. Like, but the year just started. So hold up. Wait a minute. Let me put some in it. You know what I mean? So pause. So, you know what I mean? Like, don't if you have something of great value and you put the pricing that is fair for anybody involved in those kinds of things, don't take out your shit. Don't take down your shit. Don't reduce the price. It's worth what it's worth. And the gods will help you make it what it's worth, you know? Like I said before, like I get money when I feel like it. You know what I mean? Like when I have enough strength to get out of my bed. When I have enough strength to get out of my bed and make a ritual, I get money almost immediately. Sometimes I'll just say Clarnex's name and like money appears. Just saying his name. I don't even need to do a ritual. Just say his name, blah, money. So he's my patron though. Like so I have a very very close bond with Clarnex. Um, so it's not the God's fault. It's not the God's fault that I'm broke. It's not technically it's not nobody's fault that I'm broke. Technically it's my fault that I'm broke. You know what I mean? Like technically it's my fault that I'm broke. So like, but I'm taking a break, man. I'm taking a break from all this shit. I have to find myself again. I have to find a reason to be myself again, bro. I don't have a reason to be myself again. I don't understand. Like I have a hard time understanding what's going on. Like anyway, when I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. Talking about that shit. But yeah, but no, it's cool. I don't mind really talking about it. But I don't want to offend nobody, or I don't want people to think somebody is a bad guy in this story, and blah blah blah. There's no bad guys in the story. I deserve what I deserved, and that's what happened. Like next time I'll be if there is a next time, I'll be a little bit more understanding and less disrespectful towards my partner, and maybe that shit won't happen. Period. Um. So Anyways, like I said, value that you hold. Don't let go. Don't ever let go. When you start a business and it's a mystical business, don't be afraid to charge. I don't know. I don't know one God that would not ask you to charge people, especially for tarot. Tarot, you need to pay. If you want some real information, you're gonna have to pay. And that's the thing that I want to talk about. Please subscribe, by the way, to my channel, and watch till the end. I know that you guys are probably have busy lives and you don't have time to watch a whole hour video, but this is worth it. These videos are very worth it. You are going to unleash a power that is within you that is incredible and remarkable, something that no one has ever gave you before. I'm giving it to you for free. Now, of course, I don't give everything out for free. And most people do panic. Some magicians out there do panic when I start making videos, but they don't really need to, because there's a lot of information that I'm not saying. Like sometimes you got to listen to what I'm not saying more than what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a lot of shit that I don't say. There's little gems here and there, but I'm not that crazy. There's a lot of, and anyway, it would be impossible for me to do that, because and a video like that would be 24 hours, literally. Like it would take a whole day to explain all of these things one by one correctly and actually put it in practice and blah blah blah. So you have to understand that part too. I'm not saying everything. I'm just saying the big lines. I'm just stating the big things. But there's a lot of other variables and small things that you have to do in order to get that power, which you will do. Because that's the thing about magic. It's a door, right? And once you open the door, you're in it. You know. So it doesn't matter if you start from the end or the beginning, because, like I said before, magic is a Ouroboros. Intelligence is a Ouroboros. It's a snake eating its own tail. So it doesn't matter if you start from the beginning or you start from the end. The result will be the same. So the reason why I'm talking about pricing so much is not because of, people being depressed and just giving up on their road to success and shit like that. That's not the reason why. The real reason why is because um there is because you don't give up on your favorite guru. Don't give up just because you're listening to my videos and you feel powerful. That doesn't give you the right to give up on your guru or your spiritual master. You still need your spiritual master. You still need a guru. Why? Because without them, the shit that you're doing would be insanely dangerous. Like, for me to know all these things, I had a very rough life. I had a very, very rough life. So, like, I learned these things from experience. Like, I learned these things in life and death situation. I learned these things in conflict with other people. Like, that's how I learned these things, and I learned these things from conflict with massive groups of people, right? So so this knowledge I had to pay a price for, and it's like the tablet of thought is real, and I would not suggest somebody to read those tablets because, and even the Bible and the tablet of thought is the same thing, right? The Bible and the tablet of thought is the same thing. In the Bible, it says, like, if you follow the road that Jesus followed, then you will be met with frustration, right? You have to understand what that means. It's not just a parable. Basically, what it's saying is the knowledge within the book that you are reading is so powerful and dangerous that you will be met with resistance from the world. Like, the world itself is going to resist your potential. It's gonna resist your apotheosis. It's gonna put roadblocks in your way because you just learned something that you was not supposed to learn. And the Bible too. The Bible is guilty of doing that. The Bible does. If you understand the Bible, then you now have knowledge that is not accepted in this world. And the tablet of thought does the same thing. It even warns you at the beginning. People say it's a curse. It's not a curse. It's just the truth. The truth is very powerful, like I said before. So most people think, like, when they read the tablet of thought and they read the first lines, they think that's the curse that everybody's talking about, right? Um, and it does feel like a curse, but it's not a curse. It's just that the power that you hold after understanding these things is so immense and so life changing that um, the world itself will resist you. It will try to balance, because now the world feels someone is out of the loop. Because once you go beyond the veil, because that's what happens. You're going beyond the veil. You're not learning everything that everybody else learned. You're learning the stuff that no one else learned. So when you do that, you're stepping outside of the veil. You're stepping outside of what you used to perceive as reality, and you're entering a new reality. So the world itself will try to create a balance in the universe by blocking you from achieving more power, which you will achieve anyway. But it's a defense mechanism. The world has a defense mechanism, right? So it's automatic. As soon as you learn these things, you're gonna piss off everybody on the planet, right? So there's a price to pay for knowledge. There's a price to pay for gnosis, and this is the reason why you don't, you shouldn't, you should respect your gurus. You should respect your spiritual leaders because they did that work. They faced those monsters. They faced those internal demons. They faced these internal and exterior demons. Pardon my language. If you want, you can call them angels. They are. That's what they are. You know, angels are demons. Demons are angels. So what's the difference? You know. So, and when we're talking about like the Bible and the tablet of thought, well, who else would be at the front door of those things? If you consider angels to be divine and yada yada yada, that means that the people that are blocking you are angels too, right? So you know there's angels, there are guardian angels. You have guardian angels allegedly, which I don't believe. I think you have guardian demons, but people tend to say you have guardian angels. But there is such a thing as an angel guardian, right? So there are angels that stand at the gates of gnosis. There are angels that stand at the gate of, you know, power. You know, of course, you can bypass it by joining us. You can bypass it by learning from Lucifer because that's what Lucifer did. Lucifer bypassed everything. That's why he's the master of dark energy. You know, he's the master of dark energy because he bypassed all that shit. He doesn't need those things. He has the same power God has, but without the bullshit that God has. Period. Um so we paid the price so that you don't have to. And that's why we charge, because these things are hard to do. You know, we might be able to do it easy because we practice and we know what we're doing, but these things came from a hard life. These things came from trauma. It came from trauma. It came from trauma. Some people might be like, well, I had a nice life. Bullshit. You might have had a nice life, but those experiences, if you hadn't had those traumatic experiences, you wouldn't be this strong. You wouldn't be the guru or the leader that you are today. So you went through maybe not the same shit I went through, because you don't want to diminish your own power by saying, yeah, I had a hard life, blah blah blah, you know, and people be like, well, fuck spirituality if you know what I mean, if it's gonna give you a hard life. Yeah, of course, makes sense. But that's not true. You know, that's not how it works. It's not necessarily true. There's some people that are just born to be like this. There's some people that, it's like Michael Jordan, right? Like, and we had this in my home. My dad loved Michael Jordan. I love Michael Jordan too. I love my dad, so I love Michael Jordan. You know, like my dad loved Michael Jordan like crazy. Like he fucking loved Michael Jordan, right? And to him it was like, he's not even, this is how much he loved Michael Jordan. My dad was a all around American. Like, he's Canadian, but that nigga's American to the fullest. Like, his favorite action star was Chuck Norris. Steven Seagal. Cliche. Yeah, I had the cliche dad. I had a very cliche dad, dude. He drinks not all the time. He wasn't a bad drinker. He was a good drinker. He can hold his liquor and he can drink a lot. You know, he knew how to drink. You know, he drank. He loved watching Steven Seagal movies and Chuck Norris. Don't you fucking say nothing about Chuck Norris. He will tear your head off. He will rip your head off if you say something about Chuck Norris. Fucking Bruce Lee. Fucking, you know, manly shit. Masculine, macho shit. You know what I mean? Like, and fucking Pele. Actually, his favorite sport was football. English football, soccer. That was his favorite sport. He was, we used to go watch, uh, football games at the stadium, and all the time. Every weekend we used to go watch football games. He loved fucking football. We used to watch the World Cup every year. We'd watch the World Cup. It was a big event with food, friends, the whole fucking 9 yard, the whole shit, right? He would record that shit and watch it later. Like it was fucking important to him. You know what I mean? So, but he also respected Michael Jordan on the same level that he respected all those other people, right? So, like, so I like Michael Jordan too. So, I used to watch basketball. I used to play basketball. I like Michael Jordan too. I thought he was the greatest. I thought he was the greatest. But at the time, I was one of those people. I'm always for the underdog. I like the underdog too. And back in the days, the Bull was winning every fucking match. Like I knew Michael Jordan was great, but they win every time. It was boring. Like it was like, why would I even watch a Bulls game? I know they're gonna win. Like there's no like, what's the point? Like like I know they're gonna win. They're not gonna lose. Period. So, anyways, make a long story short. You know, we had this spiritual conversation in the house because my dad had a hard head. Like my dad had a hard head and he was very macho. So, we had this spiritual conversation where it was like the philosophical question of born with talent, or are you born with talent, or is it possible for somebody to become as good as somebody with great talent? My dad would be like, no. My dad would be like, there's not going to be, Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan, and there'll never be another Michael Jordan again. And he's right. He is completely right. As a human being, we tend to not want to believe that. You know what I mean? We don't want to believe that because it's depressing in some shape or form. It's depressing because you're kind of like, why can't I be that good? You know what I mean? Like, why wouldn't I be that good? Like, so, but it's just, people have a hard time accepting life. People have a hard time accepting things. There will never be another Michael Jordan. There will never be another Pele. There'll never be another, you know what I mean? Like, there's some people that are just fucking legendary. Like, there's some people that are just fucking legendary, bro. Period. So, it's the same thing for spiritual leaders. You know what I mean? So we had this big old conversation, and we was all like, we were like 4 against them. He did not budge. Like he didn't give a fuck. Like we were like 4 or 5 people trying to tell him, no, Dad, you can't be thinking like it's not right. Blah 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 blah. You can't be saying that. He didn't give a shit. Like he was like, fuck what you saying. I'm telling you, they ain't gonna be. And he like he'd be pissed. Like he'd be like, yo, I'm telling you, they ain't gonna be. Y'all crazy. They ain't gonna be no goddamn other Michael Jordan. I'm telling you, he's right. He was right. You know what I mean? And we knew he was right. Like like we knew that he was right. We just want to believe. Everybody wants to believe. Like nobody wants to live their life believing that they're always going to be mediocre for the rest of their life. No one wants that. No one likes that or wants that. So, so it's the same thing for your spiritual leaders. I'm going to cut the video right here because it's about like 43 minutes. So it's the same thing for your spiritual leaders, man. Like they did the job. They did the course. There's a reason why they're there. It's just like Michael Jordan. There was a reason why Michael Jordan was there. There's a reason why Pele was there. There's a reason why I'm here. There's a reason why all these people are here. Not everybody. Some people will be just lying and shit, but some of us are, like Sadhguru. Respect the man. Respect Sadhguru. If that's your spiritual leader, respect the motherfucker. Like respect him. He's a legit spiritualist. We don't agree. Me and Sadhguru don't agree on absolutely everything, but we do agree on a lot of things. Sadhguru's real. He's a real dude. And there's others. They're like Teal Swan. Teal Swan is real. You know what I mean? I don't agree with everything she says, but there's a lot of things that we agree on. Like those are real people, and there's plenty of others. I'm just naming big names just to, just so you can have an idea here. Um, but yeah, it's part of your spiritual process. If you feel like your spiritual leader cannot give you more, go see another one or come see me. And yes, I'm going to charge you, of course. And I know you don't want to pay, and that's why you're watching my fucking videos. But you have to understand, you're getting a cheap version of what you probably already had or what you could have. So there's that too. You get what you pay for. So, so respect your leaders. Respect your leaders because they can do what you can't do. And they already did what you don't need to do because you don't need to suffer. The reason why a hero is because the hero doesn't want everybody else to suffer. So the hero goes to a quest in order to get an item that's going to help everyone not to suffer, not just him. That's the goal of a hero. So if you're a hero, you're not trying to just make yourself better. You're trying to make everybody better. You're trying to help everyone, right? That's why you went and got the thing. That's what made you a hero, because you saw everybody was suffering, and then you went and got this artifact in order to help everybody suffering, just like I did with the targeted individual shit. I'm a blacksmith. I didn't have to go anywhere because I'm a high ranking magician, and I'm a blacksmith, right? I make weapons. That's what I do. That's my main thing. I can create any sort of weapon, magical weapon that you want. Anything. Like like anything you can think. Shit, there's probably shit that you never thought could be. I can build it for you. Like, so, which I already did. There's a lot of weapons. I call those weapons. I don't really call the tactics that I give out here on this channel. I call those weapons. Those were handcrafted by me, right? Like the ice breath energy, that was handcrafted by me, right? Or the dragon's breath, or all these thought forms, right? And other people can create thought forms, but I'm really good at it. Like it's like really easy for me because I'm a blacksmith, because I practiced creating magical entities. I practiced creating magical entities for a long time. As a matter of fact, like, I'm one of those people that talks to himself all the time. Like, if you see me walk down the street, you will see me talk to myself, but I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to somebody. It's just you can't see who I'm talking to. Like, so, and I'm not, it doesn't, and I shouldn't do that all the time, because sometimes I have negative self-taught, and those can affect, and the more you speak, the more you're going to affect your universe. So you have to be careful, and I have negative self-taught, and I'm susceptible to self detrimentation, like I'm detrimental to myself. I'm no, that's not the word I was looking for. I'm susceptible to diss myself. I forgot the word, but I'm susceptible to diss myself, right? And I shouldn't do that. And the more you speak, the more susceptible you are to keep, a snowball effect, right? So you don't want a snowball effect when you're like that. When you're talking to spirits, or you're talking to the world, you're talking to the universe, you got to be careful, because you don't want to have a snowball effect, because you can tumble down the rabbit hole at some point, because you might have an idea that pops into your head, and then it makes you feel bad, and then now you're kind of like, and then you're talking to gods, so now you don't really feel adequate, and now you're telling the gods that you're inadequate, and that you suck, and that this, that, yeah, but I did that wrong, and I did this wrong. Stop saying that. Even if it's true, stop yourself from snowballing. It's okay to recognize your failure so you don't fail again, but don't snowball yourself. You know, like don't snowball yourself. Don't continue down tumbling down a rabbit hole, because that's what you're doing, and it's gonna affect your reality. It's going to affect your reality. So don't tumble down the rabbit hole. Um, so I'm susceptible to do that to myself too, because I talk a lot, you know, and I talk to spirits a lot, and I talk to the universe a lot, and I spend most of my time doing that. Even when I'm at work, you know, I don't have a lot of friends, you know, and I don't go to work to make friends either. So even when I'm at work, I'm still generating energy. I'm still creating things in my head. Um, you know, in my life, and I can use my physique in order to manifest too. So I'm a god. I am God. I'm God himself, you know. So when I move around, it's important. So when I go to work, it's even better, right? It's even better. I might not be able to speak to the universe or speak, you know, to spirits while I'm at work, but I get to do physical movement. All I have to do is transfer, is do a little bit of alchemy, right? And transmute some of my energy in order to create a movement based manifestation magic, right? That's what I call the flex metallo energy, which I didn't discover. It was actually one of my friends. I already knew I could do that, and that's how I ended up with Flex Metallo, because I had no idea who the fuck Flex Metallo was. It was a friend of mine that told me about that, because I was talking about him about spirituality and shit like that, and manifestation and everything, and then he's like, "Yo, you never heard this shit called Flex Metallo?" And it blew my fucking mind. It blew my fucking mind, because it's exactly what I was talking about, right? And I didn't think something like that existed. It completely blew me out the waters. So Flex Metallo is a guy that can create reality by flexing his muscles, right? He's a god. He's beyond god. Like, he's too strong to be in a comic book. He doesn't even have a comic book. That's how strong he is. You know, like there would be no point. He's the king of the beach. He's the Flex Metallo is the king of the beach, and you know, and his superpower is that when he flexes, he can create anything. He can just create things, whatever he feels like creating. He's basically a god. And he's too strong, so he doesn't really have a comic. Cause what the fuck? What like like who's gonna fight a guy like that? You know, the only people who he could fight would be like characters from Marvel Universe. You know, like the Beyonder and Galactus and shit like that. Even Galactus would get owned. Like, that's how strong Flex Metallo is. Like, Galactus would do nothing. He would do nothing. You know, like, he would do nothing. He can change reality. Period. Like, he could just make Galactus disappear forever. So, um, yeah. So it was an interesting thing. I didn't even like. He's the one that made me discover that shit. So I called this when I I try to put fancy names on my weapons so that everybody will be interested, and it's more broad based and it's more broadband. Because if I put Arcanum Axis Meloclorum like on my shit, like what? Like what the what are you talking about, bro? Like, no one's gonna care. So especially teenagers not gonna care, and I think my shit is safe enough for teenagers. As a matter of fact, I wish I knew these things when I was a teenager, because maybe I wouldn't have gone through all the bullshit I went through if I knew these things as a teenager. So that's why I try to make it look more accessible to younger viewers, 20s, teens, 20s, 30s, and all that. And if you're older, if you listen to my video, then you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you're more experienced, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and you'll know that those things work. Um, so I'm trying to I'm trying to surface, I'm blanketing the area, right? By putting names like that on my weapons. But it is a weapon. It's a weapon that I created. It's a weapon that is useful. And the reason why you put a name on your weapons is to call forth your weapon, right? So it's important to put names to things that you do in order for you to remember what you're doing. If I told you, if I just gave you information like that, like right now, if I just said, oh, this guy can flex his muscle and boom, that's nothing, right? That there's nothing there. There's no, I'm just talking about a guy. But when I'm explaining how the brain functions are required to activate things, this becomes a practice. This becomes an art. It is not just a thing that people talk about anymore. It becomes reality. It becomes malleable. It becomes useful. So it's important to put names on the things that you do, right? So if you're creating thought forms, don't just create a thought form without putting a name on it. You have to absolutely give it a name. So, anyways, this is, some people might feel like I'm doing it again. You're telling secrets, blah blah. Maybe, but like I said before, there's a lot of things I'm not saying. So you really think I would fuck up my own money too? Hell no. I want money too. Like what the things that I give you, you will only be able to do that thing, but you won't be able to do everything else that surrounds that thing. That's when you need to come see me. you know? And even even the weapon that I give you, you might not be able to use it correctly because of who you are, what your beliefs are, if you have certain limitations. Not saying that in a negative way. Maybe you just don't believe in magic. Maybe you don't believe in spirituality. Maybe you feel like this is new age. Maybe you feel like this is not cool enough. Maybe you feel this. Maybe you feel that. Maybe you don't like the way I look. Maybe you don't like the way I dress. Maybe you don't like, it could be anything. It could be a lot of things. So I didn't put a safety on my weapons. There's no safeties on my weapons. They're ready to go. They're locked and loaded, cock locked and loaded and ready to go, sir. So if they ain't working, there's a reason why. And that's what I expect from people to come see me. And once they come see me, that's when I start charging. Like if you want to know more, then I'm gonna start charging. So I'm not fucking up my own money here. I'm not that stupid. I'm helping everybody out. Because some of these things that I say, you might feel like you're a magician, but that doesn't mean that you don't need a little bit of an edge. You know what I mean? So I know I did. So, I don't believe that all the magicians in the world know exactly what I know, and I don't believe that all the magicians in the world are capable of doing what I'm capable of doing either. So if you are a magician that is not capable of doing those things, then you should talk to me. Instead of being hating, instead of hating. So and I'm a very powerful person. Like some people consider me to be a mason, a high ranking mason. Which I am not, but it's a beautiful beautiful compliment. And thank you. Somebody called me Mahabon the other day. And I checked out what Mahabon means, and I was like, oh. I was like, moi, like me, So I was like, so, but I am aware of the massive high ranking magic that I'm doing. Like, people compare me to other high ranking level magic practitioners. They don't compare me to low level magic practitioners. Nobody ever, as so far, maybe, but so far no one has ever compared me to like that guy over there, like now usually they compare me to like big names like BD Shepherd, Yako Wedding, Elmira, fucking, big names. I'm next to big names. So, like, and even those guys, they know things that I don't, but I know things that they don't too. So, it goes hand in hand. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, knowledge is a snake eating its own tail. So So yeah, I'm gonna stop the video right here, even though this is actually getting more interesting right now. But I'm gonna stop the video right here. Don't worry, there's gonna be others. Please subscribe to my video, and I'll see you later. Have a good one. Peace out.